Hi, welcome back to Nancy Ellen Quilts. In this lesson, I will show you how to easily and accurately transfer applique, quilting, and embroidery designs to your quilts using the Bohine transfer veil. With this package, there's 3 veils and it comes with a pen. And using these tools, we're going to transfer those designs. Let me show you how. First, let me show you how to transfer an applique design. In this design, this came from a quilt, a class project called the Four Corners, where we transferred the leaves, the petals, and the center onto this background. This was the design that I drew, and the design that we're going to transfer. And you can use your own applique design or one that you find. And using one of the transfer veils from the package, you simply lay it over your design and you can see right through it. Taking your pen, and these pens are great because they have pens on both sides. Okay, and then you just transfer it. You trace it. Just freehand it. Okay, you can see I completed tracing the design using my veil. And I'm going to remove this design. Now we want to take the design you just traced and put it onto the fabric. So I'm going to use this piece of fabric. I'm going to lay it just where you want it, the way we have it here, and in any case that you want it. And then you just transfer. Just trace right over those lines again that you just made using the blue pen, or any blue pen that you have works equally as well. I'm not going to trace the whole design, I'm just going to show you how it works. Right? Sometimes you need to make 2 lines. But when you have those intricate designs and you're not sure how to transfer them, this is a great alternative to using the sarrel paper. And you can see, oops, piece here. You can see underneath the design is there. Okay, you can see I transferred the entire design onto my light colored background using the blue pen, which is the same way we did here on the actual quilt. And sometimes you want to transfer your design to a dark colored fabric, and what I've discovered is that you can use the transfer veil and one of the white water-soluble pens, not a chalk pen, but these white pens that sometimes they take about 10 seconds to reveal themselves, they actually work pretty well. So I'm going to show you that right now in this dark colored purple, using the same veil. And you can use this veil many times over, and the other thing is you could rinse it and then you can use it again. It erases the colors. So I'm going to transfer, just trace the petals, because you can see my petals are purple in the project. And sometimes it takes a couple of times to trace. I'm just going to give it a chance. I'm going to take a peek. Sure enough, there it is. Such an easy way to transfer applique designs. Next, I want to show you how to transfer quilting designs. Oftentimes we buy these books that have these great designs in them and we don't know how to transfer them necessarily. But this new transfer method works wonderfully. Let me show you. I'll use this design, which I've used in another quilt. And again, I just lay it out, and sometimes I'll tape it down so it doesn't move. And with the blue pen, I can trace the design. This can be a very intricate quilting design, one that you've always wanted to transfer and use, but weren't sure how you were going to transfer it to your quilt top. And in the same fashion, I'm not going to trace the whole thing for you here, but you just trace the lines. Can you see that clearly here? Just copying the design, either from a book or from something you created. And then we're going to take that design and you're going to transfer it to your quilt top. You can see this one I have here is one that I actually used for it. So the same design was transferred to this fabric. And then of course I quilted it, and you can see the quilting and you can see how the design matches. So I would simply take the design, lay it on the quilt where it needs to be, and then retrace with the blue pen. See how beautifully the intricate designs can be transferred without having to use X-Acto knives or sarrel paper, which works but doesn't always work. and this gets transferred right to your quilt top. And there you go, you can see it. And you can see how I used it on this quilt here. I'm going to explain right now how to use the transfer veil when you're transferring embroidery designs. You can see in the same quilt that I was just talking about, the center has an embroidery design that was transferred. Again, this was a class project, right? I gave the class these designs and the option to transfer it with the veil. It's very simply done. They just trace it with the veil and trace the design, all the stems and all the petals, and any lettering that you want to add. And as is true with all the blue pens, once you're done with the design, you could spray it with water or just rinse it as you would your regular quilt, and the blue marks or the white marks will come out. You just completely trace your design on, shape the circle. In this case, we also need the crosshairs to line these centers up on the Dresden plate. Right? And then this design could be transferred once again to the background that you're going to use. I would trace this right to the background of my embroidery background. So you can see in this case, I transferred it to the background on the pink. All the lines were under there, and then you just have to embroidery or silk ribbon right where you were. Thank you for following along with this lesson. All the products and items that I used to demonstrate transferring designs are available at my website, of course, nancyellenquilts.com. I have the transfer veils, white pens, the blue water erasable pens, of course a huge variety of silk thread that you probably want to use for all of your applique, which I love to use. Also straw needles for your applique because they're thin and they're long and you can hold them and having great leverage to do your needle turn. I also use the small applique pins, and that's about it. So thanks for watching.
And action.
Hi, I'm Nancy, and in this lesson I'm going to show you how to easily and accurately transfer your applique. In today's lesson I'm going to show you how to easily and accurately transfer quilting, embroidery, and embroidery design. Is that
Cut. And action. And action.